Look, I warned you guys 2 months ago. You need to be more careful than ever right now. Look, I know you guys remember when they said E15 was going to be temporary. 2 months later, it's popping up everywhere. And the bad thing is this might not be made for your car. Older cars, small engines cannot handle this stuff. People are extremely pissed right now, expecting more options and not seeing them. Temporary, they said, but now it's creeping into permanent. Not only that, they're talking about 37%. I'm seeing all the way up to 50% ethanol already being written into the future.
Here, so everybody know what I'm talking about. This E15, that's new. They just slapped that shit on there. This right here, that's never been there before. This is new. I'm telling you, this right here will fuck up older vehicles. Say whatever you want to say it is, and I'm sure most of y'all are probably right. Y'all probably know what you're talking about. I'm not no mechanic. But this right here will fuck your shit up. This is the first time I put this in here because this hasn't been here. They just changed it. I've been running other gas, but this is the first time I put it in there and boom, my truck ain't running.
That guy said his truck is no longer working. And like I said, I've got new information on E27, I think, E40 something, and all the way up to E50. This is crazy information that definitely affects you guys. Coming right up. Hey guys, my name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. And if you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most important, news and awareness that affects you, be sure to start this video off with a like, hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date, and let's begin. You guys realize I warned you 2 months ago that this was a soft entrance on something that's going to become so permanent. There's things going on, and I'm going to get into it here in just a second, but I said, they told us 20 days, E15, right? 2 months later, people are seeing it all over the gas pumps. People are indicating that their cars no longer work. And now we're hearing about E27, 37, 40 something, E50, 50% ethanol. Listen to what this guy has to say.
If you think that the push for E15 in the US is bad, you need to see the global playbook. This isn't just a local issue, it's a coordinated agenda, and your engines are paying the price. Take India for an example. They just hit E20, 20% ethanol. 5 years ahead of schedule, drivers are already reporting rough idling and their mileage is tanking.
Now I can relate to that right now. I've noticed that I'm not getting as far on the same money. Are you guys? Tell me down in the comments right now, do you guys feel like you're getting the same gas mileage right now as you did last year? Because my gas, I'm going 3/4 of the distance on what I felt like I was getting a year ago.
20% ethanol. 5 years ahead of schedule, drivers are already reporting rough idling and their mileage is tanking. It makes sense though. Ethanol burns 33% less than gasoline. You're paying the same price, but you drive fewer miles. And even worse, millions of cars that were built for only E10, the government is already mapping out E27. Here's the kicker. Insurance companies in India are already stating that if your engine is damaged by these blends, the claim is denied. They are mandating a fuel that voids your warranty and leaves you holding the bag. This is happening everywhere. Brazil is pushing E35 by the end of the year. Paraguay just signed a mandate for E50, 50% ethanol. In the US, the fight over making E15 permanent year-round, it's pushing under the guise of going green. But it's really a massive wealth transfer. We are being forced to buy a corrosive fuel that degrades rubber lines, absorbs water, and destroys older engines. The globe is clear. Force you into a brand new vehicle or watch your current car slowly die from the inside out. E15 is just the test run. Look at India and Brazil. That is the future they want for us. Protect your engine, read your manuals, and watch what's pumping.
Seriously, E50, not good. And did they say that there's probably some small print out there that if we've got a warranty on our vehicle and something goes wrong with the vehicle, that it's void? It's happening already in India. Is that something that we need to be aware of right now? Like, okay, now we got to be careful of what gas we put in, or we void our warranty on our vehicles. The other part is like, didn't he say that we were gonna, like, even though we had major issues with prices, barrel costs, the Strait of Hormuz, I could have swore Trump said drill baby drill to give us some relief. And is anybody seeing relief in the last few months?
To help lower gasoline prices for farmers and consumers, this week I issued an emergency order to allow immediate sales of E15 and just as I promised in the campaign, I'm seeking congressional action to allow E15 all year round, okay?
Okay, I don't know if that's good or bad. You guys tell me. But I'm sure a lot of you guys are feeling like this person right here.
They've done it, folks. They watered down the gas. It's not even 10% anymore. It's 15% ethanol, and they're telling you before you put it in your damn vehicle. Don't put that shit in your vehicle. I don't give a shit what Donald Trump does. We're not fucking putting E15 in our vehicle that's designed to run off 10% max. Y'all need to be careful with that shit. I mean, Donald Trump's done a lot for our oil and gas industry, but putting E15 gas in your vehicle is not it. Not unless your vehicle is designed to run off flex fuel. Shit. And I gotta go down the road and try to find a damn gas station. I'm about fucking out of gas. I'm not even sure what the hell I'm gonna do if I can't find some gas that's got 10%. Guess I'll be buying that premium shit that's almost $5 a gallon. Shit.
Look, that's the way a lot of people are feeling right now. 2 months ago, they said 20 days. 2 months ago. And now it's looking more like an indefinite thing coming from Trump. And we've got multiple countries saying they're going to go all the way up to 50% ethanol. Where do you think our roads lie? Like, this is where it's headed. Guaranteed. Now, right up here, I did another video. If you guys want to learn how to like protect your vehicle from this E15, if you've got to put it in there, you can watch this video. I'll go over a few different things that you guys can do. I'll also put a link down in the description for those videos. Watch those. They're my ones that I did 2 months ago, saying this is exactly what was going to happen. And if you're wondering why they're trying to do this E15 stuff, pay attention.
Okay, I'm not saying that there's a plan to get all the old vehicles off the road so that you need to buy a new vehicle with facial recognition and all the AI sensors and stuff. But if there was, what would they be doing differently? Because listen to this. They've now announced 2025, they can sell year-round gasoline with 15% ethanol. And now they're putting these stickers on some of the gas pumps saying that this is for use only in 2001 and newer passenger vehicles and flex fuel vehicles. It says don't use in other vehicles, boats, or gasoline powered equipment. It may cause damage and is prohibited by federal law. The thing is, it's not that it may cause damage. It's that ethanol is a solvent. It is not friendly to gaskets, and it also is like water, and it can disrupt and even rust your engine from the inside out. Now, is it a coincidence that they launch E15 under the guise of, here it says cleaner air for Iowa? So are they doing this to make the air cleaner? Because last I checked, there's something they could do starting now that would make the air a lot cleaner, and it has to do with something that's going on in the skies every single day, but we'll talk about that in another video. Or is it conveniently because the Strait of Hormuz is closed, there's going to be gas and fuel shortages, so they're stretching our supply with 15% ethanol to make sure things keep going smoothly, and there's definitely no agenda behind this. Now, you can go to puregas.org and find an actual, it shows you gas stations that they're ethanol free, which I recommend doing. Ethanol free gas also lasts a lot longer. But anyways, it's also interesting that a whole bunch of junkyards have spontaneously combusted in the last couple of weeks. You know, junkyards where people would be able to go get parts and keep their old vehicles on the road. And then my next question is, how energy efficient, or rather green for the environment, is it to have one vehicle last 30, 40 years rather than buying a new green vehicle made of all new chemicals and plastics and off gases? That's what the new car smell is, by the way. It's off gassing solvents and fumes from the glues and everything. And we know those cars are not built to last. Cars today are not built to last anymore. And if you, with a new vehicle, get your headlight bumped out, or you get in a little bit of a fender bender, and you think you can just go put a new part from a vehicle in a junkyard in your car? No, it's software locked. There's like computer systems and chips in every single part. You can't just slap something on there or fix it in your freaking driveway.
Right? Let me know what you guys think and your thoughts and comments down in the comments section below. And look, if you guys have a newer vehicle, it's still not good for your vehicle. You're gonna need to want to make sure that you are on top of everything Watch.
They're going to make us pay the same for crappier fuel. And PSA, if your car is older than 2001, you can't use this at all. If your car is newer and you're using it, you better make sure you're taking care of it and doing all the maintenance. Because this stuff will literally ruin your car.
Let's be honest, there's not a lot of people out there reading their manuals, so you better be up on your maintenance and know what's coming up.
The easiest way to do that is a car maintenance app. That way, on your phone, you get reminders and it's specific to your car. Because the reality is, this fuel will degrade your rubber lines, absorb moisture, and can even destroy your engine. So you better be on top of this.
Listen guys, I've got 2 other videos that go in detail on stuff, additives that you can put into your car. If you missed those, watch those. If you guys want more information on what this E15 and good Lord up to E50 will do to your vehicle, watch this.
When ethanol blended fuel sits in a tank, the alcohol absorbs roughly 3/4 of an ounce of water per gallon. Past that point, the water and ethanol separate from the gasoline and sink to the bottom of the tank as a corrosive layer. That layer eats steel fuel tanks, aluminum carburetor bowls, and brass jets. It softens fiberglass tanks. It dissolves the rubber fuel lines that came factory on every vehicle built before the mid-1990s. It clogs the paper filter media inside fuel filters that were never specified for higher alcohol content. The marine industry, by its own estimates, attributes up to 65% of all small craft service calls in coastal states to fuel system failure tied to ethanol. E15 does all of this faster than E10 does. 50% more ethanol means 50% more water absorption and 50% more time spent rebuilding Holleys, Quadrajets, and Edelbrocks that worked fine on leaded gas for 30 years. The EPA has known this since 2010. The agency's own waiver decisions explicitly excluded pre-2001 vehicles, motorcycles, boats, and small engines precisely because the chemistry does not work. The May 1st waiver does not change the chemistry, it only changes the pump. They did not approve the fuel for the older trucks. They walked the fuel up to the older trucks and called it your problem. In 2010, the Auto Alliance, the Washington lobbying group representing major automakers, published a 500-hour engine durability study covering 8 different engines, simulating roughly 100,000 miles of driving. 2 of the engines tested suffered measurable damage to valves and cylinder heads when run on